Alright, so here's a little control cabinet. There's 4 solenoid valves there. Here's the relays. A little pulse flow sensor, little turbine wheel in there, and a rain sensor up there, covered in cobwebs. And in here is the PLC. All of the inputs and outputs are connected back here. Here we've got the 24 volt power supply, and up here is the PLC with inputs and outputs on the top and bottom. Analog card here which isn't used yet, and we've got an Ethernet connection up under there, and inside there's a couple of other connections. Here's a serial port. You can add other ports there as well. Okay, so from the PLC that Cat5 cable comes up and connects into the back of my ADSL router here, which is the one that's supplied by my internet provider, and it's got 4 physical ports. So there's the PLC there, and this other cable here connects across to my HMI, my touchscreen. So this touchscreen has several pages on it, and if I go to the garden, you can see here I've got my main page, which allows me to run either an auto or manual. Manual allows me to select a particular zone and to run it for a specific period of time. And if I let's go back to manual, and we'll run the front garden for 15 minutes. And if I go back, here we are, we've got a flow rate showing there. It's just changed, so a bit of initial flow until the pipe fills up and gets a bit of pressure, and now it's dropping back. What have we got there? That's about 165 litres per hour. And this is all done using Modbus over Ethernet, or Modbus TCP. Okay, so I've just paused the system, which has cancelled that manual run that I did. And over here I've got an iPad. And this iPad is running an application called SCADA Mobile. And basically I've set this up so that it will poll my PLC every 2 seconds when it's running, when it's active. And basically it brings back the status of several inputs. The pause, the manual switching of the gardens. Also over here I can actually adjust the automatic time that it comes on and how long it goes through each garden for. And I've also got some measurements. I've got flow here and shown as a figure, but also down the bottom here I've got it as a bar graph. So the iPad has actually currently got the Wi-Fi switched off. If the Wi-Fi was switched on, it would simply be able to communicate with the ADSL router that was over there. However, I've got it switched to 3G, so we are using the cell phone network to communicate to the ADSL router via the cell phone network. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch on the veggie garden. Sorry, it's blurry. Veggie garden's come on. I can actually hear the flow starting in the background, and you can see the flow there. So you can now see there's some flow happening. And let's have a look over here. And there we have the same amount of flow there. 10 litres we've put on the garden today. And if we go back here, 10 litres. So basically these 3 devices are able to communicate together by using a standard protocol. In this case it's Modbus, and we're doing it over the Ethernet and over the internet. Note, there are several features that are needed in order to make a system like this happen. First of all, you have to have an Ethernet adapter or built-in Ethernet in the PLC. It doesn't come standard with every PLC, especially in the compact types. Secondly, you need a real-time clock. In other words, you need a chip or a device inside the PLC that can actually store and remember time and keep time. And you can set that to normal time, and therefore you can read that value and you can compare it to a set point. In other words, a start time or a end time when you do programming. Without a real-time clock, you can't really do that. You can only have time delays, time on, time off, etc. So that comes as a module that can either clip into a modular PLC, goes in a little spot here, or it comes built in like this one has.